first, it's the DU General, Money P. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not to unsettle you. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DePrima go way back. Tap Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the movement. So we tune in. The first things first with the queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DePrima. Go sis. First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning. Good morning and God bless. I'm Dominique DePrima. The show is called First Things First. My very first thing today and every day is prayer, giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and of the elders. And let's go, let's go, let's go. We got a lot to talk about, and we got time today. Yes, we do. So look, it's a Think Tank Thursday, so we're going to think about it. That's what we do. We put our collective intelligence together to come up with our own strategies, talking points, truths and untruths that we can use to navigate this moment in history. And it is quite a moment. I was talking to somebody yesterday, a guy that I know not too well, but I've known for a long time, was saying, you know what, when 20 years from now, they're going to be talking about this moment in American history, and hopefully we'll be able to say we were there, we came through it, it looked dark, but we worked it out. We'll be saying something, because this is definitely one of those moments where we are standing at the crossroads. But in any case, on a Think Tank Thursday, hour one, we look local, left coast, what's going on this side of town. And hour two, we go national, international, beyond. Hour three, we do a deep dive with a person of interest, hot topic, etc., etc. Today, we are on point with that. Hour one, it's you, me, Miles, and the microphone, and your telephone, 800-920-1580 if you want to get in the old-fashioned way, or you can go on YouTube, youtube.com, KBLA 1580. Join the delegation, the KBLA delegation, making comments in that chat comment section. That's always a great conversation. Okay, hour two, we'll be joined by progressive journalist and scholar Barrington Salmon. That is always a great conversation because he has incredible insights on some of these wild stories that are gracing our news feed right now. And then hour three, we will be hearing from iconic pioneering female rapper, community organizer. She's also a teacher of hip hop and now, well, has been for a minute, host of a popular cooking show. I'm talking about Yo-Yo, Yolanda Whitaker. So this is going to be a fun show today, a great show today, and I'm glad you're here. You're also part of it. That's why I remind you you're invited in every hour at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. It looks like it is going to be a busy Black History Month. I know Black History Month is always busy. I almost feel like there's a rebellion going on. Everybody's going the extra mile. Like maybe Juneteenth will be extra turned up this year because of where we are with the suppression of Black history in America and the degradation of Juneteenth by this regime. I almost feel like people are doing, if I was going to do one event, I'm going to do two. I have gotten so many different invitations and various things going on. Of course, KBLA has a great Black History Month luncheon, which is always, always fun. We have touched on many a topic over the years. Never comedy. So this is going to be a good time. But I think it's a pushback. And, I'm here for that. I really, really am. So, what is happening? One of the things that I found out this week is that the Santa Monica Reparations Commission, which was just seated, I think last month or the month before, couldn't have been more than 2 months. I think they actually selected the people to be on that commission. You could apply for it in December, if I'm not mistaken. Couldn't be further back than November. Well, apparently they're already dismantling it. I shouldn't say that. I have faith that we're going to move forward, but it seemed awfully optimistic to believe that Santa Monica, a West Side city which has been reluctant to even provide affordable housing for anybody, not just black people, anybody would take up this charge. So we're going to find out more about that on Friday. One of the Santa Monica commissioners will join us, not for Freedman Friday, because we already had something scheduled, which is actually interesting because it's Santa Monica related. So I guess we're going to deal with the west side of LA and reparations this Friday. We'll have Allison Rose Jefferson, who's a noted historian who did some of the work, the pioneering work that led to the Bruce's Beach settlement, the Bruce's Beach restitution, where the Bruce family got their land back that was taken through a racist eminent domain 100 years ago. They sold it. Some people were mad about that. I'm not that mad about that because there would be nothing to sell if they wouldn't have gotten restitution. And they went from being an average, hardworking, struggling black family to being millionaires, right? And that was thanks in large part to the work of the community, but also our governor, our board of supervisors, then Senator Stephen Bradford, Where's My Land, those folks, a community-based organization, and the work of Allison Rose Jefferson, who will be here to talk about the Ebony Beach Club and what's happening with that restitution situation. Could it be another Bruce's Beach and how in the way that we look at it? And that situation has gotten a lot less conversation, but it is certainly another big victory for restitution, which is part of the reparations movement. Then after that, we'll be talking with Cherise Cryer, attorney Cherise Cryer, who's on the Santa Monica Reparations Commission, and she'll let us know what happened and if there's anything we can do. They're now trying to repurpose that money and that commission. They're trying to, I think, all lives matter it, similar to what we saw or what we are seeing with the Black Student Achievement Program. And if it wasn't for a United Teachers of Los Angeles stepping up in the way that they have, that milestone would have been completely erased. As it is, they're still fighting to get the resources that were won by black students. Yes, there were Latino students that joined in too, but mostly black students with LA Students Deserve that created this much needed and historical program to help black students. They always say they want to close the gap, but then here comes a program that's doing it, and the first thing conservatives do is try to challenge it, just like they're now suing the LAUSD, saying that program, that the formulas that have been put in place to level the playing field, to invest in schools that have been underinvested in for decades, they're saying now that harms white students. So why can't we have nice things? Why can't we help ourselves and each other? Maybe that should be our Think Tank Thursday question today. If they're going to take away DEI, they're going to take away affirmative action, they're going to attack even angel investors and grants and investment funds for black people. They are going to attack the LA Unified School District for programs that aren't even race specific. They're programs that are designed to help those schools that are under-resourced. And then you see the all lives mattering of those programs, the attempted all lives mattering of the Santa Monica Reparations Commission. How do we credibly, effectively fight back, push back, and create the opportunity, create the fairness, maybe rather than equity, we have to start saying fairness that we deserve, that we are owed, and that is constitutionally mandated if we're going to follow the actual law. 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580 if you want to talk to me, if you want to talk to Miles, if you want to talk to yourself but do so in public, that is the number to call. We do have a lot to cover. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? Angela was. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $80,000. Felicia was having health problems, got behind on her taxes, interest and penalties were adding up. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $15,000. Civic Tax Relief is a professional tax negotiation firm that can protect you from the IRS. If you're getting collection letters, call Civic Tax Relief for a free consultation. They will go to work helping you discover all the relief programs you may qualify for free. James owed the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief represented him against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, he did not owe the IRS anything. If you are in trouble with the IRS, call Civic Tax Relief for your free consultation now. 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257. Get a free consultation and real tax relief. Call 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
They call it progress, but progress has a price. Land once held in black hands, taken, stolen, erased. Acres paved into highways, fields burned. Homes replaced by parking lots and broken promises. Every deed lost was a dream deferred. We talk about millionaires, but what about the millionaires that never were? The farmers whose soil was seized. The families who watched their inheritance disappear. The wealth that never had a chance to grow because its roots were ripped from the ground. They took the land, but never the legacy, because the soil remembers, and so do we. Every story matters. Our mission is to collect, preserve, and amplify these stories. If this is part of your family's history, visit blacklandlost.org/share your story and help bring us closer to justice.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DePrima right now.
Right now, we're back to me. We are back to you. And just the opposite of what we needed has occurred. What do I mean by that? Well, we've got another candidate in the race for governor. What do you know about that? He is the mayor of San Jose. His name is Matt Mahan. I might be saying it wrong because I'm not familiar with him. I don't know him. He says he is a realistic Democrat who is going to prioritize quality of life over progressivism. In other words, he's running as a moderate. He may be another one of those Republicans who calls himself a Democrat. But I know he is somebody that has been very critical of Gavin Newsom and is running on a platform that more or less attacks progressivism. He says that he is big on reducing crime, which is always a dog whistle for, or usually it's a dog whistle, for racial profiling, cracking down on Black and Latino communities. He says that he has helped police solve every homicide for the past 4 years, and that his model should be the model for our whole state. Of course, he says that. He wants to be governor. The tough on crime message seemed to resonate in the last election. We went to throwback fear-mongering, reminding me very much of the 1990s when, yes, I was on this mic and they passed the 3 strikes, Prop 187. They used fear of crime. Back then it was the fear of the crackhead and super predator. Now it's the fear of the smash and grab. Oh my, they're stealing luxury goods. Hide your babies. And that playbook seems to have worked very well, so I feel like this guy is kind of jumping on that bandwagon. He went to Harvard. Okay, that's nice. But does that make you qualified to be governor? He's a tech entrepreneur. That worries me. It's giving tech bros. And he was on the city council in San Jose. Then he was the mayor. And he was reelected in 2024. But San Jose, it's Bay Area, but it's a small city. I mean, I think going from mayor of San Jose to governor of California is a pretty big leap. It's not like going from mayor of LA or, I know it sounds like I'm mayor of San Francisco. Let me not sound like I'm dissing the Bay. It's not that. It's just that governor of California is like being president of most countries. It's a huge, what are we, I think 4th or 5th largest economy in the world. Not in the country, in the whole wide world. And so I think jumping from mayor of San Jose to governor of this state is one of those things that sounds good if you don't really look too closely, right? I do not think we need a small town mayor with no experience to be the governor of this state. I'm also very wary of someone who's trying to run on that scary law and order, progressives are bad, sort of Joe Biden path, right? The vilification of progressives is exactly what is ruining the Democratic Party. It is exactly what is neutering the Democratic Party, making us ineffective, unelectable, problematic, right? Try to pilfer some of the ideas of progressives, but then you neuter them so that they are not as effective as they would be if you took the bold steps that progressives like Elizabeth Warren, like Bernie Sanders, like Summerlee are calling for. And then you make yourself vulnerable because Republicans go, see, that didn't really work, or they didn't really deliver. I think the student loan forgiveness is a perfect example. If we would have boldly found a way to forgive student loans, even though I know Republicans were blocking it, but you find ways to do other things you want to do. And then you would have all these people who had relief, economic relief, that were thinking about that when they went to vote, instead of thinking about Democrats making a promise and not delivering. And that's because progressives make the promise. Moderates try to act like they're going to deliver, but really don't. That's not what we need in our state right now. We already have another moderate. We have more than one moderate already in the field. And right now, I don't know if it's right now, but according to the last polling that I've seen, the 2 Republicans are at the top of the ticket. So I've been saying I wish some Democrats would drop out. I was happy, I'm not going to lie, I was glad when Rob Bonta said he's going to skip running for governor this time. Okay, 1 down, but apparently Mr. San Jose, Mr. Mahan or Mahan, I'm not quite sure how you say his name. I'm sure I'll figure it out. If he really seems to be a factor in this race, then we'll all know how to pronounce his name. But I think it's the return of the Democratic circular firing squad, to be honest with you. I think that is exactly what we don't need. And sadly, that's what's being delivered. I hope that this field winnows down. I hope that the polling causes some people to say, you know what, I'm going to wait another round. I'm going to, what do they always say? I'm going to suspend my campaign, meaning I'm quitting, but keeping those campaign funds on hold in case I need them. But even though the election is a ways away, we are already clearly in election season, and it's going to heat up. Remember, our primaries in June, which is going to be here before we know it, and then we'll be hardcore midterms election season through November. So happy 2026. I think it's good to be tracking these things. Right now, Steve Hilton, the rich guy, and Fox News commentator, former Fox News commentator, and Chad Bianco, the sheriff of Riverside, mini MAGA, literally Oath Keeper member, are running. As last time I checked, they were leading. And I believe that is because there are so many other candidates, and now we have one more, that the ticket is split. And I'm not saying they're all trash. I like some of these folks for governor, but there's too many of them. So we splinter the Democratic side of the ticket. And since we have a open primary, the top two vote getters will be on the ballot in November. So if it remains Chad Bianco and Steve Hilton, you will not have to get a chance to vote for the lesser of two evils, because they're both just going to be maximum evils. You got MAGA versus MAGA in California, which would be a doggone shame. Antonio Villaraigosa, former LA mayor, running. I love Villaraigosa. He did an amazing job as mayor. Where is he now? We have to see where his positions are now. Javier Becerra, former Health and Human Services Secretary, somebody that I would rather have him as the Health and Human Services Secretary. Let me put it that way. Any day of the week than the guy we have now. Becerra has been solidly on the progressive side of liberal. He thinks that he says he's going to focus on affordability, but his numbers aren't, he's barely registering right now. Katie Porter, who I saw as the spoiler in the Senate race, the progressive former House of Representatives member who should have kept her seat, but she decided to run for Senate. Then she was exposed for being a mean boss recently with a couple of videos that probably mean her poll numbers will continue to dive, but she's a strong fundraiser. She's still running near the top of the pack, and she's got a lot of money. Tony Thurmond, the only black person, as far as I know, in the race. He is the state superintendent of public instruction. He is well loved by some progressives. I need to see more from him. I need to know more of what he's already done, because people that claim to be progressive or that are progressive and say they're going to do a bunch of stuff but then get into office and don't do it or take sharp right turns are what I'm not here for in 2026. I'm not going to tolerate that. And also, I think Thurmond has been solid. Maybe I don't know enough. He says increasing wages and affordable housing are his priorities, are great priorities. I love that. I think I need to hear more from him. Again, he's not polling really well, but I guess that could change. Betty Yee, she's the vice chair of the California Democratic Party. She was the controller, right? The money person for the state. And she's got solid progressive credentials also, and strong relationships in the black community. I first met Betty Yee at a fundraiser for her when she was controller, put on by LawPAC, which is the premier black women's political action committee. And she knew everybody, and everybody knew her. And she's an effective lawmaker. But again, not polling really well. Ian Calderon, the former Assembly Majority Leader, also says it's about cost of living. Nobody knows who you are, dude. You would be a prime person to sit the heck down and wait. Run for something else. And then you can build up to governor. You're a young guy. Tom Steyer, the billionaire. Again, he's a climate activist. I think this is an important issue. But dude, why don't you put your billions behind somebody else? We have too many. Kudos to Rick Caruso for deciding not to run for governor. Yay. Also young enough to run at another time if he wants to. We don't need any more Democrats, fake or real, in the race at this moment. And then there's Eric Swalwell, the last guy in, and he's a moderate. He might as well be the mayor of San Jose. He is from Dublin. I think he was a city council member in Dublin. He's been in Congress since 2013. He was on the House Intelligence Committee. So yeah, he's got the experience. He's telegenic. He's always on CNN. But he's a right-wing Democrat. He was yes on Prop 36. I believe he was one of the Dems who, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe he was one of the Dems who voted to commend ICE and thank them for their service. And he's running really strong in the pack right now. Why? Because he's got name recognition. He's always on cable TV. But this guy is far to the right of Gavin Newsom, and he's not dropping out. So some of the rest of y'all need to sit the heck down. Be humble. Sit down. We've got news, traffic, and sports, and then I'd love to hear from you. 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Former Sangamon County, Illinois Deputy Sean Grayson will be sentenced today for second-degree murder in the 2024 shooting of Sonia Massey.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
No, I swear to God, I'll shoot you in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Grayson faces up to 20 years in prison. New York City's Rikers Island Jail is now under federal control. Former Vermont Corrections Chief Nicholas Demmel has been appointed independent administrator, taking oversight away from the city and Mayor Zohran Mamdani. He's tasked with improving conditions before the facility's court-ordered 2027 closure. And singer and entrepreneur Ray J is updating fans after being hospitalized with pneumonia. In a new video, he thanked supporters for their prayers and said his heart is only beating at 25%. He added that staying focused on the right path will keep him moving forward. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
It was not a good homecoming for LeBron last night in Cleveland. The Lakers lost by 30 to the Cavaliers, 129-99. The Cavs broke the game open in the third quarter, outscoring the Lakers by 20. LeBron finished with 11 points and 6 turnovers. He was 0 for 3 on three-pointers. The best part of the night for LeBron was a pregame video tribute about his time in Cleveland. LeBron needed tissue to wipe away tears. The UCLA women's basketball team, ranked second in the country, won their 14th straight game Wednesday night. They beat Illinois 80-67. 23 points and 9 rebounds for Bruin center Lauren Betts. The Bruins are 20-1, 10-0 in the Big Ten. USC's women's basketball team plays Iowa tonight at the Galen Center. USC is having a tough time without All-American Juju Watkins. The Trojans have lost 7 of their last 10 games and have fallen to 3-6 in the Big Ten. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up.
Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month. If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with the world. African Focus Incorporated is a community-based organization whose mission is to bring Africans and African Americans together, lead charitable initiatives on the motherland, and educate people from all walks of life on the beauty, legacy, and opportunity of Africa's 54 nations. And it's that time once again when African Focus is teaming up with KBLA Talk 1580 for our 8th annual African Focus Trailblazers Tour. Travel with us in 2026 when we're headed to the southern African nations of Zambia and Botswana for a historical, cultural, and vacation tour led by me, Dominique DePrima, Cultural Ambassador for African Focus Incorporated. Enjoy luxurious accommodations, conscious fellow travelers, shopping, adventures, cultural tours, wildlife safaris, and a giant waterfall, one of the world's 7 wonders, along with a chance to be of service at an orphanage on the continent. Become an AFI trailblazer by exploring the motherland with a nonprofit organization that has members in Africa and America to help roll out the red carpet for you, and together we'll make a difference and have fun doing it. For more information, visit africanfocus.org or call 310-676-7300. That's 310-676-7300 or africanfocus.org. Whether it's stateside or exploring the diaspora, we're with you every step of the way. African Focus and KBLA Talk 1580. Come go with us.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, I do appreciate you. 1-800-920-1580. That is the number to call if you want to say a thing about a thing, just like Kwamel did. Good morning, Kwamel.
Hello there. It's your man that needs to do something about dark circles. You put me on Blizz asses. I'm like, damn, bro.
I am so sorry. I didn't know it was top secret. I mean, look, I can use some work on my dark circles too. I mean, we all got a little flaw here and there, you know.
Mr. Wallace has some good advice about the eye rubbing, because I do be rubbing eyes and I do be struggling with sleep.
Oh my goodness! This morning, last night I went to rub my eyes and I thought about the show and I had to take my hands down off my face. Kwamel, how are you more sensitive than like me or Diana Ross? Like, we all have flaws, you know.
But Negro, you have a control of a citywide radio mic.
He just called me Negro.
But people listen on the daggone internet
Yeah. Okay.
The entry web.
I will be more careful in the future, Kwamel.
It's quite all right. And the thing, I've been trying to issue a challenge to the regulars to get the word out so that people find the show, to text their friends, to tell them about First Things First and the 1580 delegation, 1580, to get them over here so that we have a population larger than those of us who are faithful to you.
Thank you. That is
yes,
so important. That is so helpful. You just have no idea. We don't have, big billboards and TV ads. We don't have that budget. We're definitely in a David and Goliath type of fight, and any help is appreciated.
So yes, all you regulars, all you Mollies and Pauls and J Dubs, and I saw a D in Long Beach. All y'all text like 10 of your friends and be like, yo, check this Dominique DePrima out. First Things Placed. Worded. Like, hey, 9 to noon Eastern. 8 to 11 Central. Tell some folks in the eastern half of the country. Let's get a party going up in here. So yes, please take that challenge. Now, to the governor's race. I think the problem is the classic Democrats fall in love, Republicans fall in line thing.
Yeah.
Being how it ain't just Dems. I think anybody to the left of Republicans generally wants somebody to just really love and have no problem with anything they got going on. Like just they got to be absolutely America's sweetheart. Before a lot of folks really discovered progressivism, Obama was that guy, because Obama had like a lot of black JFK qualities about him.
Yeah.
So the person has to capture the imagination, and I think that's going to be the problem with a lot of these randos running for governor, since Kamala Harris didn't do it, which would have been, I think, gangbusters, but also would have attracted the national crazies.
True.
Yeah, Villaraigosa isn't as yet sparking anything. That's going to be a problem that I think may depress much of California until it gets down the line. Hopefully people do wake up about May-ish and see someone that
around May. I think that's right.
And that the ads really kind of make something stand out. I think Porter's finished. People don't like the old the bossy battle axe woman ideas, which is sexist, but people tend to run away from that because they just like I said, they have the whole,
I get that it is sexist, Kwamel, but at the same time, I think this is not a good time for mean bosses overall. People are sick of billionaires. They're sick of being bossed around. And hopefully we're going to get to the point where toxic men who are bosses also get canceled.
You are so right. This just, unfortunately, our society tends not to tolerate that from a woman at all,
right,
because of the energy of the words thrown at women of a power dynamic. So I do get concerned the top two is going to end up being two wannabe MAGA wackos. So hopefully people kind of start getting an idea of who is worth their time. I'd like to think Steyer could lead pretty well.
I just don't think he's got the name recognition or the charisma. To me, probably we're going to end up with, I think the Dem is probably going to be Swalwell. I hate to say that because I think he's too conservative, but he has the name recognition, and I think there's a lot of people who feel like we need a charismatic, good-looking white man.
But I guess you got me in that regard, because I didn't catch a thing where he was that. I know he's no raging lefty, but I didn't catch a thing where he was that conservative.
Well, yes, on Prop 36. No, he's not. He's not. I wouldn't call him. He's not a dino. He's not a Democrat in name only, but he's yes on Prop 36. He's his dad and his brother are cops. He's very he's a very lock 'em up Dem.
Yeah, that's pretty ugly. Yeah, but yeah, the Washington angle will, because he's been getting his name up, first on the presidential race once upon a time, and also just constantly speaking up, on many Washingtonian issues, and just being seen as a name up there. Will at least carry with folks who are a little more politically savvy and tend to follow politics.
Yeah, and they know he'll take on Trump. I mean, because Swalwell is on CNN talking smack about Trump every day. He does that really, really well. And so if they think, oh, well, we had Governor Newsom and he talks smack about Trump, now we need another guy to do that, then they'll automatically vote for him. I know that folks were impressed with Tony Thurmond at the debate that Tavis moderated, and but he's just not getting the numbers. So if a Thurmond or a Villaraigosa can get some, or even a Becerra can get some wind in their sails by some kind of way, Villaraigosa is very, very charismatic, but it's just not registering right now, and I'm not quite sure why.
What I think has to happen, sorry to interrupt, but
no, not at all.
It's probably got to get on a Mom Donnie podcast bro tour of sorts. Get out there with the content and everything. Steyer is ahead of the thing with the ads on TV, but the future voters, and I'll land on this note. Are starting not to be the people watching Channel 4 and 5 and 11 and all that. They're on their phones all the time. So they're probably going to have to get out there and annoy us, on Soch.
He's got the money to do it.
Yeah. Be on Instagram, be on Blueski. Maybe even have to get a Young Spill account or something like that.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Could you imagine?
I need one of those myself.
Like, hey, Eric. I'm starring Saucy Santana or something like that. Live in Atlanta.
You crazy. But I'll take him, I'll take him over a lot of the folks in this field too. I just need some folks to sit down and some others to break out of the pack here. That's what I need to happen in the next couple months. And
all the way.
Tony Thurmond, Betty Yee, Antonio Villaraigosa, Javier Becerra, or Steyer, break out the pack. I have this theory, Kwamel. I like it when rich people run and they spend a lot of their own money, because I feel like there is a tiny redistribution of wealth that happens there. Like they're buying, maybe they'll even buy, KBLA and send some money to the black community. Like by them spending.
I want to hear that.
Yes, he would. Are you kidding me?
Hear somebody. Buying the station from up under him. I mean, I know you
love I don't mean buy the station. I mean buy the ads. I don't mean buy the station.
Okay.
No, I don't mean that at all.
Yeah.
That's how we talk in radio. When we say buy KBLA, we mean buy spots. We don't mean purchase the radio station. I'm so glad you pointed that out. Yeah, no, come and buy some commercials. I'm just saying, when they do that, they spread some of their money around the state. They hire door knockers and political consultants, and they spend money on commercials. And then if they don't win, it just turns out, like Rick Caruso, he actually spread out $103-4 million around LA trying to become mayor. He didn't become mayor, but the money was still spent. See, so I think there's something in that that's good.
I actually have a quick question for you, and I'll take it off the air. Do you see a possibility of LA or the Bay rising up for a general strike, which seems to have popped off over the weekend in the Twin Cities?
Yeah, that's a great conversation. We talked about that a little bit yesterday, and I will have my thoughts on that. I'd love to hear yours when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, KBLA delegation, you know what's better than laughing? Laughing while celebrating the legends who made us laugh in the first place. KBLA Talk 1580 is proud to present our annual Black History Month luncheon. And this year, we're honoring comedy greats trailblazers who broke barriers, and funny bones at the same time.
You had to grow up early when we was growing up because your parents would send you to the store to buy. You was too young to buy. I want you to go to the store, give me a fifth of gin and a pack of cigarettes. Mama, I'm 2. They ain't gonna let me have that. Here, take this note. You be a little boy walking down the street with liquor and cigarettes. And your neighbors be going, that's a good little boy right there.
We need a little levity right about now. So we're rolling out the red carpet for comedy royalty. D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Lunel, Dion Cole, Martin Lawrence, and a surprise guest appearance. It's going up Thursday, February 26th in downtown LA at the Grammy Museum. An unforgettable afternoon of stories, celebration, and yes, plenty of laughs. Because let's be real, these legends don't just tell jokes. They have changed the game, opened doors, and made history while making us smile.
You gotta go to child support court. You gotta get there real early in the morning. You see brothers going into court. You see them come out 3 hours later. I can't pay this. Let me talk to you, baby. Please, let me talk to the witness, Your Honor. Let me talk to the witness. Brother be working for 3 weeks, get his check is $43.
This year, for the first time ever, we have set aside a limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon. They are going to go fast, and when they're gone, they're gone. So, if you want a single ticket, or if your company or organization wants to sponsor a table, move swiftly and get to KBLA1580.com right now. All these comedy giants in one room on one stage at the same time? Stop it! This event is going to sell out quicker than right now and sooner than at once. KBLA Talk 1580's annual Black History Month luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. It's gonna be legendary, just like them.
What's up? What's up? What's up? You got to laugh the pain away.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
It's never too early to start talking about money in realistic ways with your kids. JP Morgan Chase navigates how to educate your kids now about creating long-lasting, healthy money habits. Whether your kids are in elementary school, high school, or college, now is a great time to start a conversation about ways to create healthy money habits as they grow, ultimately benefiting their financial future. Talking about money in a realistic way to support your kids' lifestyle and dreams, your first banking account geared towards high school or college. It's never too early. Explaining the basics, what you earn and what you spend, building financial confidence starts with getting organized. Learning and practicing vital money skills now will stay with them for life. Tools they will have to stay on top of their finances and achieve their goals. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
All right, so Kwamel was talking about this general strike, which has been called for nationwide tomorrow. And the thing about it is, what Dr. Melina Abdullah was pointing out yesterday is that it was actually initially called for by students in Minnesota, black students, Somalian to be precise. Somalian students who have been walking out and joined by African-American youth, I would add, walking out in protest of ICE and the activity, the murders, activity, I say activity, it sounds so euphemistic. The fact that they're killing, U.S. citizens and other people who aren't U.S. citizens who also do not deserve to be murdered. The fact that they're harassing people, arresting people, breaking into folks' houses, not respecting their rights, et cetera, et cetera. They're calling for a general strike on Friday. Now, the way it's being reported in the press is anti-ICE activists or maybe, vague activists and people like James Farr and others who feel like they don't want to or they shouldn't have to. And James is not alone. A lot of people have taken this position that they don't want to join the protests that are organized by white folks because they feel like white people are just now seeing the problems that black people have been dealing with for hundreds of years in this country, literally hundreds of years, since the founding of this nation. Actually, since before the founding. Okay, so I get that. But that's why she was pointing out that this was actually called and organized by young black activists in Minnesota. And that it has caught fire because people are angry. Now, I also don't think it's entirely fair to say that no allies have known what we were facing. Maybe they don't know it the way we know it because they don't live it. But we saw how many people marched in 2020. They were not just black folks. We had Latinos and white people and Asians and Arab Americans, Palestinians, all kinds of folks were marching in 2020, marching to say that Black Lives Matter, marching against state-sanctioned violence. And I know that many of the folks that are now angry about ICE and that are now creating these actions and protests were not the same people that were out in 2020. It's clear because many of these people have no experience in protesting and organizing. But I don't think it's fair to say we have no allies or that allyship is new. And as far as the general strike goes, I do believe it's going to be pretty powerful. I think a lot of people will stay home from school, from work, from wherever else they were meant to be, because the national shutdown campaign has grown. It says no school, no work, no shopping. To be clear, I will not be shopping, nor will I be going to school, but I will be on this microphone, which is my job, and it's not because I don't agree with the shutdown. It's because I believe that this black-owned progressive outlet is part of why things like the shutdown are successful. I'm really feeling very fortunate to have a job that is in service to the goals of the shutdown, right? What about you, Miles? You coming to work tomorrow? I need to know if I'm going to be running my own board. I better take a quick brush up if I am.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, Lord.
I'm here. I'm in the morning.
And you say it like, yeah, of course, but I actually gave this some real deep thought because I support the idea of a general strike against fascism, that the fascism that we are now currently in. We're not approaching it. We're not possibly heading towards authoritarianism. We are there. I don't know how you can dispute that. People are still tippy-toeing around it. They are shooting down U.S. citizens, white people, in the streets for no apparent reason. That's fascism. They are not honoring your Fourth Amendment right. They are ignoring the Constitution, and by they, I mean the Trump administration. I'm not being vague. It's not a vague boogeyman. It is not just Trump. It's his entire team. It is the Republican Party. That is what they are doing right now. They are plundering money from Venezuela. They are attacking boats that they claim have drug dealers or drug traffickers with no proof, no due process, not even an indictment. We're just going to kill you because we say so. That, my friends, is fascism. And so I think it's a great time for a general strike, and I believe we should have more than one day. But for me, after deep thought, I decided that I will be on this microphone because I think that we are part of that solution. We are part of that rebellion. We are the resistance. This is the headquarters, or at least one of the headquarters. And that's why I will be here tomorrow. And just like if you are, I don't know, if you're a bus driver taking people to protest, are you meant to stay home? If you're a medic who goes out and helps people at the protest, technically you might be working. Do you stay home? I think that either you stay home or you find another way to support that strike. That's what I think. I'd love to hear your thoughts, of course. And you know how to get to me, 800-920-1580. Hopefully you're already following me and Miles and Tavis and Nee Cordelai Corte and D.L. Hughley, Jesse Jackson Jr. That's our posse. That's our team over here. And it's a strong team, Zoe Williams. You can start by following KBLA 1580. We're everywhere. I'm streaming right now on YouTube. You can see me. And we're streaming on Facebook as well. You can follow me, DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, DiPrima. They say I talk too fast. DiPrima Radio. And comment, even if you don't agree with me, maybe especially if you don't agree with me. It's how we get smarter, by defending and understanding the positions that we take. Yeah, we'll talk about this one more tomorrow. But I wanted to bring it to your attention. The LAPD is trying to create a new policy where they can delete all body cam footage after it's 5 years old. Is it surprising? No. Is it a good idea? Also no. The police commission decided to pause that plan while they take a deeper look at it. I don't trust them to take the look that we need to take, so I think this is something we got to pay attention to. It would end up with 12 million body camera videos being deleted. What are you telling me? You can't afford storage drives with that huge, giant, very big budget that you have that sucks up all the city resources? You don't have enough money to store the body cam footage? Make it make sense. Be talking with journalist Barrington Salmon and looking at some of these crazy headlines when we come forward. You're always invited in. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Former Sangamon County, Illinois Deputy Sean Grayson will be sentenced today for second-degree murder in the 2024 shooting of Sonia Massey.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.